Okay. Spend all my manas. Is that you flipping back and forth between your forms or whatever?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is me switching. There you go. Oh wait, everybody.
Yeah, it's stuck up in. Take a shot.
I'm switching between my one-handed and my shield and my big two-handed claymore that glows green because reasons. Jeez. Top 10 most annoying sounds ever. I'm trying to think of some of the other the freaking what is it, the Egyptian cat god from Smite.
Yeah.
That one's pretty freaking ooh, treasure chest. And it was all the money. All that was in. Ooh, a ring. Alright. This quest this one. I think we're just on the main storyline. Again. Finally. Oh, your doggy just died. Poor doggy. So my phone died, kind of. Got a fun story to tell you about that. So, the other day I took my phone to work, was plugged in my headphones to listen to a podcast on it while I was doing my work, and the audio just started coming out of one ear. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe you know, these headphones are just old or whatever. Plug the headphones into my laptop. No problems. Sound in both ears. Nothing wrong with them. So then I was like, okay, well maybe, you know, maybe it's just the headphones. So I tried a different pair of headphones. No, it's still the same problem. I was like, oh well, let me see if I'm like eligible for an upgrade yet. And if I'm eligible, then I'll just go get my phone. Not eligible for an upgrade. I have to pay like $170. Get a new phone. All right, you know, well, I'll just wait then. You know, it's not worth $170 just to fix the headphone jack. You know, at this point, it's like I just live without it. So I do it this way. So so I was like, okay, I'll just live without it. You know, no big deal. Go to work the next day. This is yesterday, and I like, okay, well, I'll just, you know, I was in like Clash Royale or something, and go to hit my back button to back out of the application that I was in. Ooh, you get new things. Shield wall. Or let's see. That'll. Anyways, I get to work and I'm in a game or some such deal, and I go to back out of the game and hit the back button on my Android, And oh, let's see. Path is blocked.
Strange. The forest refuses to let us pass?
Fire will take care of.
Perhaps if we looked for another... This forest is aware of us. Why do I feel as if I know this place? And it knows me.
Okay, so back to my story. So I'm in some application. Go to hit the back button, and it's one of the... So on the
This forest
Galaxy...
is one of the most beautiful places
Seriously?
in all of Ebb. At least, that is what Odo said.
Ooh, what's this? Treasure! So anyways, so I go to back out, and on the Galaxy S6, which is the phone that I've got, apparently, I want to try my new move. So on the Galaxy S6, there's like a home button on the bottom, kind of like an iPhone. And then there's your power button, your volume buttons. But next to your home button, like right where you'd find it on the iPhone, to the left and to the right of that are like, essentially they're soft buttons. They're just capacitive touch buttons, but they're like built into the like phone itself. They're not part of your actual screen real estate. And so I go to hit the back button, that's that one, and it doesn't work. Like, it's non-responsive, doesn't vibrate, doesn't do anything that it's supposed to do or would do. So that's kind of odd. So then I try the other button on the other side of it is the like recent tasks button. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. And so I go try that. That doesn't work. Well, I was like, okay, well, I'll just use the home button because that still works and it still reads my fingerprints and everything like it's supposed to. Oh, you gather. I'm
doing.
Did I too? Okay, take a new approach to that one. So anyways, they, okay, so neither one of the soft buttons work. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm pretty technically savvy. How do I, what are some options for testing what's causing the problem? How do I, start eliminating variables on, check equipment before we go do this again? Because I think it's better than what I've got so far. No idea what wording is, though. So as I'm like, okay, so I'll try to check out and see, see what I can do to fix it on my own, or just test to figure out was it an application that I downloaded or updated, was it an update that I got from, is a software issue, or is it actually itself that's broken? And so the first thing I see is like, okay, boot your phone into safe. So I followed the instructions, boot the phone into safe mode, still having the same problems with both the headset, or both the headphones and the soft buttons. Okay, well, that's clearly not, the answer to my problem. So it says, okay, try wiping out the device cache. Sometimes what happens, if there's an update in there, the device cache gets messed up or whatever, and so wiping that out will prevent that from getting corrupted, and that could be where it's trying to pull those settings from, whatever. So, okay. So I do that. Nope, still the same problem. So I'm like, okay, well, I've done that. Let me boot into safe. Nope, still the same problem. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's cool. So I guess what do I do next? What kind of next step then? Well, it's like, okay, well, now you could try, everywhere's like, well, we tried a factory reset and it seemed to work on, maybe 50% of the time it seemed to work. But on the ones that it worked on, they were like, the issue came back not that far after I did that. It's like, okay. And that was with people that were rooted with custom firmwares and people that were, just on the stock firmware. So I was like, okay, so clearly it doesn't really matter. I'm I'm probably going to have the problem I'd have to do a device swap. So I was like, okay, well, I'll take it in Best Buy where I have the insurance on the phone. Uh, Best Buy takes a look at it and they're like, well, you have to go over and talk to Geek Squad or whatever to find out. Oh, don't tell me we have to. Lame. Okay. Anyways, so I take it over to Best Buy and they say, they're like, okay, well, there's no physical damage to the phone as far as we can tell. You could turn it into Verizon, but they may charge you for it. So, okay. So what are my options now if I have the insurance? Well, you can go take it over to Geek Squad and they could potentially, have the phone replaced for free or whatever. Since so, all right, go over to Geek Squad and they're like, well, there's going to be a deductible. It's like, well, what's the deductible going to be? They're like, well, it'll be about like $150. I said, well, for 170, I can just have my phone replaced and I can get an upgrade. He's like, well, you're outside of the 1 year period where you wouldn't have to pay for the warranty if it wasn't like obvious, user damage, like crack the screen kind of thing. I said, okay. So when did I hit my 1 year? Because I bought the phone about a year ago. He's like, well, I'm showing here, according to our records, you bought the phone on April 19th. And the day that I went in was April 29th. I was like, so I missed the deadline by 10 days and you're going to charge me a deductible to swap my phone? Yeah, unfortunately, that's our policy. All right. So as soon as I get out to the car, I call the Geek Squad people that handle the plans or whatever, and I cancel that crap because I'm like, because when I originally bought the plan, they told me, oh, there wouldn't be a deductible if you ever have a problem with your phone. We would just, hot swap the phone out. Said, all right. And that's why I did it over the Verizon insurance plan. Because it's like, well, it was a little bit cheaper per month, and then I didn't have the deductible. So I was like, it's like a win-win for me. It's a win-win for everybody because Best Buy makes more money off of me, and I'll probably never use it. And then on the off chance that I do, use phone. And they also told me that they would just swap it in-house instead of having to send out for it like Verizon would. That's another thing that sold me on it. Well, come to find out, he's like, well, you'd have to pay the thing, and then they would ship you a new phone, and then in the box that you get the new phone in, you'd have to put in your old phone and ship it back, which is kind of standard operating procedure. So I kind of think, all right. So I was like, okay, so warranty that I was, or the insurance that I bought through Best Buy, it doesn't do me any good. And they, so I'm like, okay, so I canceled that, call Verizon, I'm like, hey, is there anything you guys can do if my phone doesn't work? I know I'm not quite due for like a free upgrade yet, but I also don't really want to spend $175 and only get one model newer than what I currently have. It's the newest model, hasn't come out yet. Well, no, you'd have to pay the remaining whatever half balance or whatever it is since you haven't finished paying off your phone through like that, the monthly payment, whatever. I said, okay. So what are we looking at realistically here? Like how much do I have to pay? You have to pay $176, and then that's assuming that there's no damage or anything. That's assuming there's like no damage on the phone, screen's not cracked, that kind of. If there is, then we have to charge you for that. Okay. So I said, but the guy was like, but we could transfer you to technical support and walk you through everything. Like, well, I've already booted the phone into safe mode, and I've wiped out the cache. So as far as I can tell, it shouldn't be like anything that I've done. It's some kind of software issue on the phone itself. Like, well, they'll probably have you do a factory reset. I was like, I was kind of trying to avoid doing a factory reset once I had to. But he's like, well, it might just come down to you having to do the factory reset. All right, well, don't worry. And I said, so if I get to technical support, they walk me through all the steps. I have to do the factory reset. Would they swap my phone out if it's clearly not my fault? Well, no, you'd have to pay the early, upgrade fee of $170. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So now I have a phone where my back button does not work. So I had to download an app that essentially gives me my functionality of a back button. But what I have to do is like hold the corner of my screen, and then a separate like pop-up menu comes up, and then I have to slide over and hit the back button and let go, and then it, you know, initiates that bit of code essentially. Same thing for my, you know, recently used apps, but don't die, please don't die.
Oh, that was close.
Oh no. Oh, apparently you teleported or something.
Oh, I'll take it.
So anyways, oh, and it's funny. So I talked to the guy at it's done. I talked to the guy at Verizon, and he was like, "Well, you're outside of the manufacturer's warranty, so we wouldn't be able to do anything for you for free." I said, "So, if I, you know, was still within a year, right? If I was on April 19th or less, then I'd be able to swap it out for free under the manufacturer." So essentially, I paid Best Buy $10 a month for the manufacturer's warranty on the phone, because if it was like, you know, you cracked the screen or whatever, I'd still have to pay the deductible. It's like the only thing I wouldn't have to pay the deductible for in that first year would be the stuff that the manufacturer's warranty would cover anyways. So it's like, well, why did I pay for this stupid dumb insurance? Dumbest thing ever. Uh-oh. Holy cow, that guy hits like a truck. So yeah, so that's the moral of the story. So now I have a phone that's like, I mean, everything else on the phone works. Everything else on the phone works, just that one thing. So I haven't found a solution yet that fixes it, apart from essentially trying to root the phone and running like custom firmware and stuff on it. The problem is if I do that, and then when I go to upgrade my phone and turn the phone in, they're like, "Oh, well, you have custom firmware on here. We can't hot swap it out. We're gonna charge you, you know, $300 or whatever it is." It's like, well, that crap. So I'm pretty much just stuck for the time being. With the phone that I've got. So I think what I'm thinking though is I was reading some stuff because I want to try out the Note, the Galaxy Note. Get a little bit, because I was looking at the Note 5 compared to my phone, which is the current. The Note 5 is the newest one that's out right now. And I have the S6. So I was like, well, let me just see, you know, if it's really that much bigger. If it's gonna, you know, be an inconvenience to have that much bigger of a phone. Because I remember when it first came, I was like, dang, that phone's enormous. Why would anybody ever get a phone that big? You know, it's just kind of dumb. So I was like, well, let me just kind of compare what the like difference is. And was looking at them, not that much bigger. Like I couldn't see it making that big of a difference that you'd be like, oh, I absolutely, you know, like I absolutely couldn't live with that. So I was like, well, when does the next? Because the way I see it, by the time I'd be about due for another upgrade, you know, the Galaxy S8 or whatever, they're, you know, just out at that point. I was like, well, might as well just wait for that one. Since the phone mostly works, it's more of just an inconvenience thing. And for $170, I'll just leave it for now. I was like, okay, so I was like, well, for the real estate of the phone, to get the slightly bigger screen with the like stylus, pen, and everything that's supposed to work with it, I figure might give the Note a try this next go around, because the new save before we die and lose all of our game again. So anyways, so I was looking at the reports, and they were saying, well, August is when the new Galaxy Note 6 or whatever will come out. I was like, well, I might give that a try this next go around, see if I like it. It's, I mean, functionally just a bigger version of the phone that I could.
Yeah.
Like, wow, might be worth it. We'll see. I think this next time I'll just go straight to the Verizon store. I've been doing it down Best Buy. A little pissed off.